Hi, I'm Dr. Katie Kelly, and I'm here to talk about some general illnesses that we see in our kitty cats. So we're going to talk a little bit more about early signs, things for us to keep an eye on at the home, and then just what we're going to do from there.
What are some of the most common illnesses or diseases you see in cats?
So it's going to depend on how old they are. So in our younger cats, the things we most commonly see are going to be parasites, if they're going to be exposed to feline AIDS or feline leukemia, if they're indoor or outdoor cats, or they come from a colony sort of situation, or even from a shelter. So we always want to check for that. We also can see problems with GI upset, but as these guys get older, then we start to think more along the lines of kidney disease or thyroid disease, or even maybe a little bit of GI changes.
Okay. How can a cat owner tell if their cat might be sick?
So cats are terrible at telling us that something is wrong. We all know this. So the biggest things we're going to look for is any change out of their normal routine. And I don't mean anything. That could be hiding, that could be not finishing their food, it could be them acting a little bit more abnormal towards you, sometimes even more lovey than normal, or significantly less. So anything that seems just a little bit off, pay attention.
Okay, what are some early warning signs of kidney disease or diabetes?
So these are things that we see in some of our middle-aged to older cats. And when we're seeing these things happen, a lot of times we're going to see increase in drinking and urination, but we can also see things like inappetence. They're not eating as much, vomiting and diarrhea. We can see them hiding, being lethargic. We also can see drastic weight loss, or maybe even mild weight loss. So just these little things here and there.
When is vomiting or diarrhea something to worry about?
So some cats just vomit and have diarrhea. And just like any of our pets, in all reality, we can have episodes where things come and go, and it can just be, hey, did we eat something out of the ordinary? But in our cats, it's pretty uncommon. So especially if we're seeing it extend for more than 24 to 48 hours, we absolutely need to get them in. And even in some cases, if it's been the first episode and this is really new for them, it may be worth checking it out.
How serious are respiratory infections in cats, and can they be prevented?
So respiratory in cats range anywhere from being kind of like mild colds all the way to being something that's really aggressive, where we need to get in there and do some extensive treatment with antibiotics and medications. So biggest thing that we can do is kind of assess, get them in, get some temperatures, possibly talk about x-rays, but just making sure that we're covering our bases. Most of the time when we see upper respiratory infections, it's one of those things that they can pick up, but also if they have picked it up in the past, they can get recurrent infections that flare up too during stress. So once we kind of know what we're dealing with, it makes it a little bit easier.
Okay. What's one thing you wish more cat owners knew about their cat's health?
I think the biggest thing is understand your gut and know that your cat, when they're not acting quite right, something's up. They are finicky little creatures. We know that they love to not follow any of our rules, and we always want to make sure that we're catching those things before they get to a point that these guys are really, really sick. So like I mentioned, our cats are wonderful at being great hiders and great pretenders that everything is just fine. So this is why annual exams and general checkups once or twice a year are fantastic, just to kind of check in on things, or if something just feels off. So if at any point you have any questions, reach out to us at Animal-Oasis of the Rockies. We're here to help you with your furry friends.